What do you do when you feel overwhelmed? Where does this state of feeling overwhelming comes from? What part of you is the one that feels overwhelmed? Our psychology comprehends three different realities. One is the reality of the conscious adult. Another is the reality of the inner child. And a third one is called the reality of the parent. Let's talk about that. The conscious adult is the one in us who takes the responsibility and action to change situations. The inner child in us is the one who is unaware of the situation and doesn't know how to resolve it. It kind of complains. The parent reality in us is the one who thinks that knows the situation but doesn't take the steps to change it. It only judges the situation. Neither the parent nor the inner child's realities can resolve the situation. What to do then? My name is Mayari El Sol. I help people transcend repetitive patterns and unconscious memories related to their ancestral past. How? Through something or a therapy called family constellations. If you want to get more content about these topics, subscribe here and I'll be loading information every week. Going back to our topic today. Let me give you an example of these three realities and how they work. Let's say that you have the responsibility of finishing a project, but things got complicated. You feel stuck, and of course, that makes you feel overwhelmed. How would the reality of the inner child react? Our inner child is the one who feels overwhelmed because he or she doesn't know how to do it, or is not enjoying it, or doesn't want to do it. So three things are happening here. He or she doesn't want to, doesn't enjoy it, or doesn't know how to do it. What could happen in the reality of the parent within you at this moment? The parent reality pushes you and expects you to do it perfectly. Yet, the parent reality in you is judgmental and demanding like a parent that doesn't support you, only criticizes how bad you're doing things. And you might hear that voice in you telling you you should do it this way. Why are you doing it that way? Why don't you get it done? Or you have done it better before. So the parent in you pushes you, but not in a supporting way. The voice of the parent in you is those voices that you hear from your parents, teachers, and other sociocultural models that make us feel guilty for not doing things well. So you hear the should have, would have, and could have. These are the voices that drive you crazy. They overwhelm you. Usually the child in you goes through many emotions in this moment, like frustration, fear, anger, or sadness. Also, he or she can feel bad, down, unworthy, incompetent, judged, sad, blocked, stressed, anxious, nervous, and even depressed before getting to the overwhelming state. Then you might hear that inner dialogue. Your inner child complains, I don't want to do this. And the parent reality replies, but you have to. You have to be responsible. So the reality of the child doesn't know how to deal with the adult demands, neither with his or her own emotions or feelings. The only thing the inner child knows is that he or she needs to complete a project and has to do it well because he or she is looking for a reward. Usually he's looking to feel approved. Remember that what a child wants is to feel loved, accepted, and approved. Have you experienced something like this before? Well, the child only wants to play and doesn't want any responsibility. And that's the nature of the child. He is supposed to be playful. So, where do we look to find a solution in this situation? Well, we haven't talked yet about the reality of the conscious adult. The conscious adult in us is the one who discerns what needs to be done to resolve the situation. It mediates between the needs of the child and the parent within you. The adult looks both ways to the realities of the parent and the child and takes action to change the situation. So now that you know it, it would be good for you to take a step back and look at the entire scenario of what's happening within you. When we allow the conscious adult to take over, usually this one first surrenders to what it is. Sometimes we cannot change what it is and what must be done. We need to accept it. We are humans. Then the following step is to take care of your emotional needs, which are connected with your inner child. For that, it will be good to take a break to refresh the mind. Do something fun so your inner child can recharge to go back to being creative again. When we allow ourselves a mental break, we can, get more effective ideas. So I like to go usually for a walk when I'm feeling overwhelmed. You can walk your dog, watch a video, read a book. Usually the answer will come by doing this. When you break apart from the situation and connect with something different, you will get the inspiration for the next step. I want to share a little exercise that can help you when you feel overwhelmed. Before we do this exercise, remember to subscribe if you haven't yet. Okay, so let's do the exercise. You can close your eyes to do this exercise. Take a deep inhalation here. And as you exhale, you are going to become the witness of the situation that makes you feel overwhelmed. Observe yourself in the scene. See yourself in the scene and what is involved, including people. Take another inhalation here, and as you exhale, surrender to it. Don't judge anything, just observe. Now, allow yourself to acknowledge what you are feeling. What are you feeling? Embrace your feelings. As you embrace your feelings and the reality, you can see that next to you, on each side, there are two other sides of you that you hadn't seen before. On your right side, there is the reality of the parent within you. See that this side of you is demanding something that needs to be done and must be well done. On the other side of you, you can see your other reality of the child, the reality of that child who is feeling overwhelmed with the demands and doesn't know what to do or doesn't want to do it. See the whole scene and take a deep inhalation here. As you exhale, now you can see clearly what is happening to you. Reach down for your inner child. Hold him or hold her in your arms and say, I got this. I will take responsibility for this. Notice that immediately the other reality of the parent feels more compassionate, understands, and trusts. See that the conscious adult within you is in charge. All of a sudden, a ray of light shows you the way to go. Go in that direction. Trust that is showing you the solution or new possibilities. As you move in the direction of the light, see that your realities of the parent and the child walk along, side to side. You are leading the way. They follow. As you do this, the reality of the child feels free, playful, and creative. And the reality of the parent feels trust and strength. And you feel at peace. Very well. In a moment, you will open your eyes. I do recommend you to take a break. Go outside, do something fun for a while, go for a walk, and you will find the next directions to accomplish what you're doing. Inhale, exhale, follow the light.